today we are going to talk about being flexible with your food choices. And the reason for this is because there is not one specific food that will just magically make you gain weight. And I know some of you are saying, no, wait a bit. There is, I'm sure that if I eat bread, I just gain weight. But today I'm going to tell you that it's not true. I mean, think about it just for a second. Let's say you're only eating 500 calories per day for a week, and all those 500 calories actually comes from white bread. Do you really think you're gonna gain weight? Just think about that. Like during your day, you exercise, you go about your normal activities, and you're only eating 500 calories eating white bread. You're not going to gain weight because you're on extreme deficit. Now please don't go and do that. I'm begging you don't, because you will harm your metabolism over the long term if you're only going to eat 500 calories per day. I'm just trying to tell you that the white bread and any other food, if it's a donut or if it's a fruit, whatever you may think is just like magically increasing your weight, it's not true. Okay, so what really happens? Why do women believe this? The thing is, when you go on a diet, you usually eliminate all the foods that you really love. Things like bread, like chips, donuts, cookies, chocolates, all those type of foods. So what really happens? You are eliminating from your diet very high calorie dense foods. We overeat on those food types. No one actually overeats on broccoli and fish, do they? I don't think so. So if you go on a diet and you are eliminating all those type of foods and you are replacing it or substituting it with nutrient dense foods like vegetables and fruits and lean meats, you are eliminating a load of calories. You're increasing your protein intake, you're increasing your fiber intake, which means you're actually feeling fuller, so you're going to eat less. Your cravings are going to decrease because yes, you're eating less sugar and eating more protein and fiber, so you're stabilizing your blood sugar levels. This is the reason why you are dropping weight when you start going on this new diet. Not because you are eliminating the bread source, that one piece of bread that you really enjoy eating. It's because you are eliminating all the other stuff that goes with the bread. Or maybe you're binge eating on the bread. You can't have one slice or one bun, you're eating 6 of them, or eating a whole loaf of bread. You're eliminating that type of thing. You're not eliminating, it's not because you're eliminating the white bread and now you think it's the white bread that you're eating that's making you fat, and you don't think about all this other load of calories you're eating throughout the day. Remember the 80-20 rule. 80% of your food should be nutritious, wholesome foods, and the other 20% can be more delicious foods that you enjoy eating, like ice cream or donuts or chocolates. If you stick to this rule, it will help you to enjoy the food that you're actually eating, and you can get enough nutritious foods, but you can also have that ice cream with your kid. And your diet is going to be more sustainable long term. There's also no specific times that will make you gain weight. I know a lot of women believe if they eat after 6 p.m. at night, the food is just magically going to turn into fat. That's honestly, it's really not true. What usually happens is that people binge eat or overeat at night. I mean, who's going to eat a bowl of ice cream 7 o'clock in the morning? And if you know you have a problem with that you really overeat at night, then try to have your last meal around 6-7 o'clock, high protein, high fiber foods that you really feel full. And if you're really craving something, have like a small piece of chocolate or drink raw cacao, Milo type of thing to really help with that craving. But don't think if you're going to eat 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock at night, that's going to make you fat, because it's really not. Don't stress about that. If you work full-time and you can only make food at night after you bathe the kids, and now you have to eat at 8 o'clock, eat at 8 o'clock. It's fine, there's no problem with that. Same in the mornings. If you really don't like eating breakfast, you don't have to eat breakfast. Eat your first meal 11 o'clock or 1 o'clock. But if this leads to binge eating later on because your cravings are so high, because you're so hungry, then rather eat something in the morning, something with protein that will really help to stabilize your blood sugar levels throughout the morning so you won't binge eat in the afternoons. The less restrictions you place on yourself, the better you'll be able to stick to your diet. Of course, there will be some restrictions, but start small, day by day. Don't do something so extreme and unrealistic like, I'm never ever gonna eat sugar again in my whole life. Really? You're never gonna eat sugar again? Never? The problem with this is, you are focusing only on this one bad thing. And you are forcing yourself and going so extreme and so unrealistic to eliminate this thing out of your life, which is totally unnecessary. Now let me explain this from a spiritual side. Now we all do things like this. We drive in our car the one day to work, and then this taxi goes in front of you and you think, you're idiot. Why did you drive in front of me? And you're like cursing me in your car. And then afterwards you feel so bad. You think, I'm just a horrible person. Why can't I just have more patience? What is wrong with me? And you're like, God, please forgive me, please forgive me, forgive me, please forgive me. And just keep on continuing. And the whole day, you're just focusing on this one incident. You were cursing this guy in front of you that made a mistake, and now you feel horrible. And then the next day, at night, you say, okay, I'm never gonna do this again. I'm gonna have patience. I'm gonna love everyone around me. I'm gonna drive to work and just love. But then the next day, it happens again. Someone else drives in front of you. And there you go again, all out, screaming. And what happens afterwards? You feel bad. You feel like a horrible person. And you go again, please forgive me, please forgive me. And it becomes this cycle that every day you are just focusing on this one bad thing. You think you are unable to just be patient on the road. And you feel condemned the whole day. And you think, God, why can't I just be more patient? Why can't I just love everyone? And that the same thing happens in our day-to-day life. We always focus on our weaknesses, what we can't do, rather than focusing on our strengths. What God gave you, your purpose, what you need to do every day. What is the thing that you are good at? You are good at something that only you can do, and only you can do it in that specific way that will make an impact. No one else can do it. Only you can do it. But rather than focusing on your strengths, the good things about you, the things that God gave you to make a difference, you are focusing on your weaknesses. You're looking through social media and thinking, oh, I don't have this, and I don't have this, and look how beautiful this girl is, and I don't look like that. And we are starting to comparing ourselves with all these other people. But inside of you, there's something that's unique. So this happens in our day-to-day life, in our spiritual life. We are focusing on the bad rather than focusing on the good. When you drive in your car, if that happens, it's okay. Just say, okay, God, I'm sorry, happened again. It's okay. Rather just pray for the guy. Rather just start worshiping. Rather just have a conversation with God than focusing on what you did wrong, that you were saying, that you were yelling, that you were saying something bad. Change your mindset into something positive immediately. Now that's the same with nutrition. I know you think maybe, but why am I talking about this? It's the same with nutrition. If you want to change your lifestyle, forming new habits, start focusing on something positive rather than focusing on the one thing that you have to eliminate out of your diet because you think that thing is keeping you back. And how do you do this in your life? Let's say, for example, sugar. Now, I know to eat sugar the whole day, every day, is not a good thing, okay? Because you're going to have cravings continuously. Rather than saying, I'm going to eliminate all sugar from my diet, rather say, okay, what is a better option to have? If I crave something sweet, I'm going to buy 90% dark chocolate. Or I'm going to buy a protein bar. Or I'm going to make something at home, a better option that I can actually know what's the calories, macronutrients, and maybe throw in some good stuff than just go to the shop and buy the normal chocolate. If you know that you can't only eat one little piece of block of the chocolate, then don't buy it. If you really crave for something, go to the garage or the shop and only buy like a small piece of chocolate. So you don't have to go and say, I'm never gonna eat sugar again. Rather, just say something, turn it in a positive way. Change your mindset and say, I'm going to make small changes, making better options. Rather than choosing a bar one, I'm gonna try a protein bar, or I'm gonna eat a sweetie bar, a little one. I'm not sure about the calories on that, so or Wonder Bar. I know these Wonder Bars are very low. So start making small steps, and if you start focusing on positive, like, okay, today I actually drank 3 liters of water. I actually got to my protein goal. I ate enough fiber. So you're focused on the positive, and all the other stuff will just automatically, you will start making better choices and eating less sugar. And if you're actually craving it, you're gonna have a piece. If you want ice cream with your kids, you can enjoy ice cream with your kids. And not stay focused on the bad thing that I'm not allowed to eat sugar, because it's really not that big of a thing. Just make small changes every day, and that really goes the same with life. Rather focusing on that you did the sin because you were like cursing someone, focus on the love of God. He loves you and you are forgiven, and pray for that guy. Say, okay, I'm so sorry that I cursed you, but I wish you're gonna have the most amazing day. And rather focusing on your weaknesses, focus on the strengths, on the positive things about you. So your task for today is to focus on the 80-20 rule. 80% nutrient dense whole foods, and then 20% something sweet, something delicious. Try to see the things that you actually started to write down or started to track in your app, the foods that you know that you're overeating on. Try to see how you can make changes to maybe get a better option to replace that. Or if you really like that specific food, let's say for example it's bread buns, you can have that, but rather than buying a whole pack of 6, go to the shop and only buy 2. So you can enjoy one, give your husband one or your kid one, and you're gonna only have one. But just see where can you make small changes and leave all the stuff that you're never gonna eat this and you're never gonna do that, and just focus on the positive side and small little steps.